Hello there, welcome again. This is the second part of presentation skills. I hope you have already watched the first part and I'm sure you have liked it. Many of you have already told me that it was really interesting and useful. Thank you. Thank you very much because this really gives me more confidence. But I'd be more interested in knowing if there is something that is not good or if there is something that really needs improvement. Remember, a small suggestion from your side could prove to be a great value addition. You know how important is audience feedback in any kind of communication? You are my audience and your feedback really matters to me a lot. First part, we have studied presentation and its examples, how presentation skills are important to anyone who is associated with any professional field. We also studied how to make our presentation effective and positive and negative body language and its impact on our presentation. I have seen many of you have also completed the online quiz that I had given. Congratulations, great, keep it up. Today we have an amazing thing to talk about, PowerPoint presentation. Pardon, what did you say? Why do I call it an amazing thing? Yes, there are 5 reasons for it. The first reason is nowadays almost everyone is making use of it. May it be a business dealing, a meeting, conference, seminar, anyone associated with any professional field, even teachers and students in schools and colleges are using it as an effective tool in teaching and learning. The second reason is, what do you need to make a PowerPoint presentation? You just need a computer or a laptop or even your smartphone and a software like Microsoft Office PowerPoint or any other software that is available with you and you're on. If you don't know how to make use of different features available in the software and how to design your slides, my suggestion to you is just give it a try. Just work around a little and you will come to know. Or you can just ask around, anyone can tell you. That's not a big deal. But still, if you are new and you really need a hands-on tutorial on how to make use of these various features available in the software, then please do let me know. I'll try and make a short video on it. The third reason is, what do you need to show your PowerPoint presentation? An LCD screen, which I hope is available everywhere nowadays. Or if the size of the audience is small, like you are addressing to 10 or 15 or 20 people, you can make use of your computer screen or even your laptop. If you're thinking of showing a presentation on a smartphone, then that is not a good idea. I think don't do it. That is my personal opinion because that doesn't really serve your purpose. The choice is all yours. The fourth reason is, when you are giving a presentation, if you have a PowerPoint slide displayed on the screen, it really helps you to keep your audience engaged. Why I am telling you this is, imagine you are speaking on the stage and your audience is looking at your face all the time. What do you think? You have such a great face that anyone can look at you tirelessly and for a long time without getting bored. Don't be offended, I didn't really mean that. I know you look great, but that is not the point here. The point is, when your audience is looking continuously at your face, there are chances that they will get bored after some time unless and until you are a great speaker. So your PowerPoint presentation helps you in this regard. The fifth and important reason is, if you have a PowerPoint slide displayed on the screen, it really helps you to guide through your presentation. You don't have to remember all the points, or you don't have to worry whether you will forget something or not. It is displayed on the screen and you just have to explain it. But wait, there's a catch there. If you think when you have a PowerPoint presentation displayed on the screen, everything will go right, then that is a misconception. You need to prepare well, you need to present well, you need to deliver well. PowerPoint presentation and the PPT slides that you are displaying are just tools to help you make your presentation effective, and your PPT can never replace you. Your PPT can never be an alternative to your skills. Not getting my point? Not sure what I'm trying to say? Just stick around, I will explain. In order to explain how to make a good PowerPoint presentation, I need to take you to my computer screen. So without much ado, let's dive straight into it. So here we are. You can see a PowerPoint slide displayed on your screen. Using PowerPoint presentation to explain PowerPoint presentation. Interesting, isn't it? So let's see. The topic is how to prepare a good PowerPoint presentation. And as I've already told you, PowerPoint presentation is just a tool to help you out. It is not an alternative to your skills. Some people use PPT to hide their inability to face the audience. Imagine a king hiding behind a warrior in a battle. As a king, a hero should face the situation straight head on. For your audience, believe me, you are their hero. You are the one who has got control on the stage. You can use PPT as a tool or as an instrument, no doubt about it, like a warrior uses weapons to fight. What I want to say here is it's you who is important and not your PPT. Imagine you are the boss and your assistant tries to take control over you. How do you feel? Would you like it? Not at all. Similarly, use your PPT as your assistant. Don't let it take control over you. Don't let it take all the credit. Use it as you want. The second point is limit number of slides. Too many slides may cause difficulty to finish the presentation in time, and that may land you in trouble. There is no fixed rule as to how many slides should be there for a presentation of certain length. It depends upon how long it takes for you to explain one slide. For some slides you may need 2 minutes, or sometimes you can finish 4 to 5 slides in just 1 minute. It also depends on what is the content and how you are going to explain it. The best way to decide number of slides is a quick rehearsal while you are still preparing your presentation. The third point is put only important points on the slides. Too much text on the slide doesn't serve any purpose. Your audience is not interested in reading a whole lot of information that is displayed on the screen. Remember that. Just take a look at this slide. How does it look? Does it look good? No, not at all. So what is the solution? The solution here is follow the rule of thumb 6 by 7. 6 lines on one slide, 7 words in one line. I will explain how to do it later on in this video with an example. But for now, let's remember this is just a thumb rule. Follow it till you become a good speaker. After that, you are capable of deciding yourself. The next point is make as much use of non-verbal content as possible. You know, people remember 95% if the content is presented with the help of images and pictures. Use pictures, charts, graphs, images, audio, video, etc. to help the audience understand your point. The next important point is the non-verbal content that you are using should be relevant. If you are using a particular image or a chart or a graph, you should know why you are using it, how it is related to your topic. If you are using anything that is irrelevant just for the sake of making your slide look good, it creates bad impression. The next point that we have is make use of good and readable font. See that the font you are using is readable. Some of the popularly used fonts are, the ones which are really good are Times New Roman, Calibri, Cambria, Arial, etc. Avoid using stylish fonts unless it is necessary for your presentation, for your content, because stylish fonts are usually difficult to read and they act as a distraction or irritation for the audience. The next point that we have is select appropriate font size. This is also important. Preferably use 28 to 44. 44 for title and 28 for content. Just take a look at this slide. Can you read the contents? You might be able to read it, but it's very small, isn't it? Now look at the next slide. The contents are same. You can see this one is better, isn't it? So take care of the font size as well. The next is use colors wisely. Some people are fond of using attractive and reflective colors. Too much use of reflective colors give strain on the eyes and that causes irritation. For example, look at this slide. How does it look? Now look at the background color of this slide. It's too reflective that it irritates our eyes. Then you have use proper contrast to make the text readable. Contrast means the color of your background and the color of your text. Look at this. Here the contrast is poor, so the readability is not very good. Here the background is dark, the text color is also dark, and therefore the readability is reduced. It is very difficult to read. Another example, again here the background is light and the color of the text is also light. So there is poor contrast. Next point is use simple slide transitions. Transition means how your next slide appears on the screen. There are numerous transitions available. I suggest if you're a beginner, use simple transitions. The next really important point is use simple animations. Animation means how the text and images appear on your screen. Again, keep it simple if you are a beginner until you gain enough confidence on the stage. After that, you can try different things as you gain experience, play with the different options as you can. Let's take a look at this animation. See, these animations are annoying. Moreover, if you're a beginner, you have a little control over it due to this. See, these fancy and slow animations serve as distractions. It's not that you should never use them. You can use, but it is better you use simpler and faster animations like this until you become confident enough to use the complicated and fancy animations. The next important point that we have is keep it short and simple. You have a lot of information collected from various different sources, but putting paragraphs and paragraphs on the slide is not good. As far as possible, try and reduce the paragraphs into sentences and reduce sentences further into short, meaningful phrases. And most importantly, make sure you understand everything that is included in your presentation, especially on the slides. For example, imagine you are making a presentation and the topic of your presentation is globalization. Let's assume that you have collected all the necessary information from various sources. Nowadays, you have technology on your fingertips. You just have to tell your Google friend and your work is done. You get a lot of information on the go. So collecting information is not a problem anymore. The real challenge is selecting the correct and appropriate content, deciding what to include in your presentation and what to exclude, and most importantly, organizing the content to serve the purpose. Let's assume that you have done all these things and you have all the data ready for your presentation. Now you start making your PPT. Let's take a sample paragraph and let's assume that this is the part of the information that you have collected and that you are going to present. This is the information that you have collected. You know what some people do? They put all the information that they have as it is on the slides. They don't even remove the hyperlinks. You know the blue words with underlines, those are the hyperlinks. If you click on the word, it takes you to another page that gives information about that word. You know, the problem is not the hyperlinks. The real problem is you copy everything that you get on the internet and paste it on your slides and you think you have done a great job. And at the time of giving presentation, what do? You just go on reading it. Do you want to know what impact it makes on your audience? I will read this slide for you. Let's see how it feels. Globalization is a process of interaction and integration among people, company and governments worldwide. As a complex and multifaceted phenomenon, globalization is considered by some as a form of capitalist expansion which entails the integration of local and national economies into a global, unregulated market economy. Globalization has grown due to advances in transportation and communication technology. With the increase in global interaction, blah 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 blah. How do you feel about it as an audience? Did you like it? No? Then remember, your audience will also not like such things. Another important question is how much of the information you have really understood. Make use of dictionary if you don't know meaning of any particular word. Nowadays, finding meaning of words is not difficult. You can use the same technique by which you collected this information. You can ask your Google friend and you will get meaning of any word. Or there are numerous dictionary applications available that work offline. You can make use of them. See, the technology is not bad in itself. You should know how to use it to fulfill your needs. So, understanding is important because it gives you confidence, and if you have understood the topic, then you can always arrange and rearrange different things in your presentation as per your requirements. For example, I have reduced this paragraph into a few sentences. See, globalization is interaction among people, companies, and governments worldwide. It is a complex and multifaceted phenomenon. It requires integration of local and national economies into global economy. Globalization has increased due to advancement in transportation and communication technology. Due to increased global interaction, there is growth of international trade, ideas, and culture. Globalization is primarily an economic process. So let's take a look at the previous slide again. Compared to the previous slide, this slide looks good, isn't it? Let's reduce these sentences further. Look at the title, Globalization. You can use any title you want. You are the one who is presenting the topic, so you know it better. Let's look at the points. An economic process. Globalization is an economic process. It's worldwide interaction, complex phenomenon, needs integration of local and national economies. Technology has helped increase in globalization, growth of international trade, ideas, and culture. Now, take a look at the previous slide and this one. What we have done here basically is we have reduced the content. Now you're all set. You can read these points to your audience and go on explaining them one by one. And yes, think about what image or a graph or a chart that you can use for these points one by one. The charts or the images that throw more light on these important things. So what basically we have done here is we have organized the content in presentable manner. In order to achieve this, you have to spend some time. First, you should read, then understand, and then work on it. Well, I hope you have got my point. Now let's take a quick review of what we have studied today. We have studied PPT is just a tool. Use it wisely. It cannot be an alternative to your skills. Limit number of slides. Put only important points on the slide. Follow 6x7 rule. Use non-verbal media as far as possible. Make your content readable. Take care of font size, color scheme, contrast, etc. Then use simple animations and transitions. That's all for now. Do not forget to let me know whether you like this video or not. You can tell it to me personally if possible, or you can leave your comment below, or you can also write me on my email ID provided in the description. Thank you for watching the video. I wish you will have a great time ahead. Thank you very much.